Hello everybody, this is Code Nos here with an Eve video all about align time. If you're new, you might be asking, what is align time? Why does it matter? Simply put, align time is the time that it takes for your ship to enter warp from a full stop. And this matters because when you are at a full stop and you want to warp to a gate or warp to a station, this is the amount of time it takes. When you're in smaller ships, frigates or destroyers, it's usually under 4 seconds. But once you get to something larger, it can take a substantial amount of time. In that time, you're vulnerable to being locked up and scrambled by PvP players, or if you're fighting in a security mission and you were trying to get out of there because you were having trouble, you can be destroyed by the NPCs while you're trying to evacuate. So, what affects align time? Well, it's going to be your ship's mass, the inertia rating for that, and then your skills in evasive maneuvering, which adds agility, navigation, which adds subwarp velocity, any implants you might have that affect either of those two stats, and then modules on the ship itself, such as inertial stabilizers. If you look right now, we're at 17.97 on this simulated Mastodon. If we turn this on, it goes down to 14.96. If we turn on another module that adds inertia modifier, it goes to 13.27, but we get a little warning, diminishing returns. The more of the same type of modules that we put online here, the less each one affects overall. We still get little benefits, but it just becomes less and less important for each one. There are also rig placements you can put in. The low friction nozzle joints will also reduce this, but again, we're getting to a lot of them. And if you're just looking for travel time, decreasing that, you can put in the velocity optimizer for more warp speed. These can make it so that a small ship can enter warp really quickly. You can get frigates under 2 seconds if you just load up on all of these inertia modifier modules. Things that can make it go in the other direction is if you put a propulsion module on. If you look now, it's 22.65. The reason that is you don't enter warp until you're at 75% of your max speed, which with the propulsion module on goes up from 157 to 304. So you have to get to a higher speed before you enter warp. Now there is a way around that, which I'll show you in a little bit with one of my ships on how to utilize this to your advantage to be able to warp actually faster by just cycling the propulsion module on and off when you want to actually align and go into warp. Let me go ahead and show you now how we cycle this afterburner on and off and get us into warp a little faster. Okay, so you can see here with my Orca, the time to align with no propulsion module on from a dead stop is 28.07 seconds. Says if you turn on the afterburner, it goes up to 37.43 seconds. But what we're going to do is we're going to cycle this afterburner on and off while we actually go through and do our jump. So we're going to go to, and we're going to align to a target. We're going to turn on our afterburner. And if we just do one, and we go to warp, and we turn it off, you notice how we went up this far. And we're going to enter warp much quicker than the 27 seconds that it said. So here we go, and we're in warp. What we can do with the Orca is we can allow this to spool twice, which will take a total of 14 seconds, but then when we cancel it on the second time and hit initiate warp, we will immediately enter warp at that 14-second mark, which effectively reduces our align time to half. And what that looks like is once we fully land on grid here, we're going to go align to this target here, We're going to cycle the afterburner. We're going to get ready to hit the warp, but we got to wait until we get on the second cycle. Now it's canceled. So now we hit warp.
Warp drive active.
And it's going. As soon as that cancels, boom, we are in warp. The reason that alright, now that we've seen how to get into warp faster, cycling on and off that afterburner, I hope you guys use these little tips, tricks to be able to fit out your ships for traveling, to be a little safer and a little faster when you're traveling around. If you got any comments, concerns, questions, leave them in the comments below. If there's things that you want to hear, you want me to make videos about, let me know. Otherwise, thank you and fly safe.